Thank you very much.
I'm here in Michigan. I ended up pulling her dead body, bruised, beaten with a broken neck and broken pelvis out of a nursing home after having apparently COVID. Multiple residents died, and this was all in the best interest of my mom, who the court system ran over my mother, never informed the patient advocate designate. And here in some of this bill here, which is very misguided, it says here the court can make a determination if they feel that the patient advocate designate isn't doing their job and can just arbitrarily violate people's human rights and the Constitution of the United States of America doing this. So this bill has no teeth in it. There's no penalties for the judges who commit these crimes. Patient advocate designate can only be taken away if they've been convicted of a crime of elder abuse or financial abuse. And that should be in these laws that stop all this nonsense that's going on. You have all these judges here in the state of Michigan running unopposed. They're put there by the Bar Association. There's no choice in an election. They're running as what they call usurpers, which they're running as their capital letter straw man. And so they're not even the real person who is sitting on the bench. They're running their names as capital letters.
Thank you, Tom. Yep. So,
okay, so this needs to be taken out, and the senators here, Senator Johnson, Rumstead, and Wozniak all know this, and this needs to be voted out, and this all has to be rethought here in Michigan to stop this corruption.
Appreciate your testimony this morning, Thomas. Thank you. Any questions? Yes.
Yeah, I had a question.
Oh, thank you very much. Yep.
Yes. We got these last night.
Yep.
We got these last night. I tried reading through them when I was dog-tired. I don't want to make a mistake on these because I know everything you're talking about. Were some of these, in your review at least, bills that were good or did no harm, or did you object to all of them?
There's certain sections in here are good starting framework points. But this whole package, as it's 88 pages, it's nonsense to go through this with the public. You're taking away people's human rights. You violated the United States Constitution and their rights and their patient advocate designate. You're violating families' rights by doing this law, okay, passing this out. And I don't know how misguided between Dana Nestle's task force, elder abuse task force, and what's going on here in Michigan. But this situation has gotten much worse. And now that these people have been reelected, the next 4 years are going to be a living hell on the society with what's going on. And this needs to be stopped now immediately. We need to have a rethink. I'll be sitting in the back here, and after we get done, if you guys all want to have a private conversation about the truth of what's going on here in Michigan, I'll be more than happy to help you guys work through some decent bills to help.
And if I may interject, that's why we have been working with Senator Johnson and others on this. These are a very technical component, and there's other bills being worked on. So
these judges don't care about your laws. It's just
Senator Johnson. Senator Johnson.
Yes, thank you for coming today. What I'd like to know is, in this bill, and I know we need to do a lot of work. I'm from Oakland County, and the surrounding counties, we have had a number of credible complaints from people I even went to junior high and high school with, so I understand that. But I also know that sometimes we have to put parts together. Can you tell me this particular part? What is in it that makes it worse? Or is it just not comprehensive enough?
Well, it's not comprehensive enough. Partly you've been given the court that can break a contract between two people. You have a patient advocate designate. That's a contract that's unbreakable between two people. Unless you have a criminal act that occurs where they financially abused, if you have a financial power of attorney or a healthcare patient advocate with a crime against that person or the elder abuse crime and convicted, you can't break that contract. This law does not say that. You've given the court the opportunity to make an arbitrary decision, and this has been the problem with all these laws in Michigan. There's several places in here where they use the word may instead of shall. And all this needs to be rethought. They put all these loopholes in there so they don't have to follow the law. They can violate people's constitutional rights, and it's contract law. When two people make this contract for patient advocate designate and healthcare power of attorney, financial power of attorney, patient advocate designate, that's a binding contract that the court cannot break, period.
Yeah, I appreciate your testimony.
So I just want
Senator
to,
Johnson, you have one quick follow-up?
thank you, Mr. Chairman. So you're saying in this bill, you think that the judge would have the right to take away a contract that somebody's made with a family member or someone else? Is that what you're telling?
That's what this bill states.
And it doesn't do that right now, the law?
No, the law does that right now. And you just further, by passing this again and amending it, you've left these loopholes in there where technically you can't break a contract. And you have no provisions in this law that guarantee that that contract will stay intact. It's like, hi, there's a patient advocate designate. I want to file a guardianship case. Is there a patient advocate? Yes. Okay, we can't accept your application, ma'am or sir, at the counter clerk's desk. Okay, we can't even accept it. Has this person been convicted of a crime against this person? Yes or no? No. Then go home, because you can't even start a probate case. This is what's going wrong in Michigan. Okay, this is all contract law between two people. You can't break contracts. Then you get into the trust law in Michigan. Those are contracts. You've got all kinds of provisions in here. We can't get into it today because it's 88 pages.
Okay.
But you can't break contract law. And now you're allowing these judges to make arbitrary decisions to go in and break contract law. I'm a victim of that personally. I've had over $500,000 stolen, in my opinion, from trusts that they had no right to do so. They converted money to imprison my mom and hold her hostage.
Thank you.
So
Yeah, we got
this all has to change.
Thank you, yep.
We all know better than pass this.
We appreciate your testimony. Thank you, and keeping it brief there. Thank you. Any other questions from the committee? Again, I want to remind the committee on this here package, these are the more technical components of this process here. There's more comprehensive bills coming forward that's we've been working on, but this is the first step of the process.